Welcome to my epic English channel. Subscribe, listen, and enjoy my stories every day. I'm not sure what I expected when I picked up the phone that dreary Thursday afternoon, but it certainly wasn't the voice of Tom, one of Rosie's work friends. Coming through the line, we had exchanged a few pleasantries at company parties, but he wasn't someone I'd ever call a friend. "Hey, Evan," he said, his voice shaky. "Can we meet? I need to talk to you." "You sure?" I replied, my heart beginning to race as everything. "Okay, I don't know how to say this," he stammered, and I could hear the distress in his tone. "It's about Rosie." My stomach dropped. Rosie had been acting strangely, lately, more secretive, always glued to her phone, but I brushed it off, convincing myself that it was just work stress. "What about her?" "I think you should meet me at the coffee spot. It's important." A 1,000 scenarios ran through my mind as I drove to the cafe. Was she leaving me? Had she done something stupid? The knot in my stomach tightened with each passing second. I parked and entered the cozy little place, the smell of roasted beans mixing with the sweet scent of pastries. Tom was already seated in the corner, tapping nervously on the table. "Thanks for coming," he said, as I approached, his face pale. "What's going on?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. He took a deep breath, glancing around as if checking for eavesdroppers. "I don't want to be the one to tell you this, but I can't keep it to myself any longer. Rosie, she's seeing someone." I felt as if the ground had shifted beneath me. "What do you mean, seeing someone?" Her boss Tom confessed, his eyes full of regret. I didn't want to believe it, but it's true. It's all over the office. Everyone knows except you. My breath caught in my throat. "You're sure about this?" "Evan, I wouldn't lie to you." I wish I could unheard it. It's been tearing me apart. I couldn't let you go on without knowing. I sat down across from him, trying to process what he had just revealed. Rosie, my wife of 5 years, was cheating on me with someone I barely knew. It felt surreal. "How long has this been going on?" Tom hesitated. "A few months. I think I overheard some conversations in the break room. They're careful, but there are whispers." I didn't want to believe it either, but it's true. "Why are you telling me this?" I asked, still grappling with the shock. "Because it's not right," he said, looking me in the eye. "You deserve to know. I hated keeping this from you, and I just thought maybe you'd want to confront her." The anger bubbled inside me like lava, hot and ready to erupt. "Confront her? No? That won't be enough." "What do you mean?" "I mean, I'm not going to let her get away with this," I said, my voice firm. "I'll make her understand what betrayal feels like." Tom looked alarmed, but I could see a flicker of understanding in his eyes. "Evan, be careful. You don't want to do something you'll regret." I waved him off. "Regret? No, what I'll feel is satisfaction when she sees everything she's lost." With that, I left the cafe, the weight of betrayal settling over me like a thick fog. The drive home felt endless as thoughts raced through my mind. I needed a plan, a way to make her understand that actions have consequences. When I entered our home, the familiar scent of Rosie's jasmine perfume filled the air, a cruel reminder of the woman who had shattered my trust. I walked through the dimly lit rooms, the silence amplifying my rising fury. A plan began to form. I would gather evidence, confront her, and then ruin her life in the way she had ruined mine. It wouldn't be just about revenge. It would be about empowerment. I would take back control of my life. As I sat on the couch, staring at the empty space beside me, I felt a dark sense of purpose wash over me. I wouldn't let this betrayal define me. Rosie had chosen her path, and now I would choose mine, one of power, vengeance, and ultimately liberation. This was only the beginning. I would show her the cost of deceit. I had no idea how deep this rabbit hole would go, but I was ready to dive in head first. The next day feels like a slow-moving train wreck. My mind races with thoughts of Rosie and her affair, each one like a jolt that sends shivers through my spine. I sit at my desk, the screen in front of me, blurring into nothingness. Work feels trivial compared to the turmoil brewing inside me. I can't focus on spreadsheets or emails. All I can think about is how to expose the betrayal and turn the tables. I decide to call Tom again. If he knows about Rosie's secret, he might have more information that could help me. I dial his number, my heart pounding as it rings. Evan. He answers, sounding surprised. I need to know everything you can tell me about Rosie and her boss. I say, my voice low and urgent. Okay, what do you want to know? I want details. When did it start? How do they act around each other at work? I can't say for sure when it started, but they've been meeting for lunch a lot. It's like they're a couple, but no one wants to say anything because it's dangerous, you know. Dangerous, what do you mean? Her boss is married, Evan. If this gets out, it could ruin not just Rosie, but him too. I take a deep breath, trying to suppress the wave of rage that crashes over me. I don't care about him. I care about what she's doing to me. Tom pauses and I can hear him shift in his seat. Look, if you confront her, be careful. You don't know how she'll react. She might. I know how she'll react. I cut him off. She'll deny everything and try to play the victim, but I'm done being her fool. All right, just be careful, Tom replies, concern lacing his words after I hang up. I feel a mix of anger and determination. I need proof, something tangible that will not only confront her, but also shatter the illusion of her innocence. I grab my coat and head out the cool air, hitting my face like a wake-up call. My plan is to visit the office where Rosie works. I know it's a risk, but I need to see for myself how she interacts with her boss. I drive over my mind, swirling with possibilities. What if they're together right now? What if I see them? The thought fills me with a sick anticipation, a twisted thrill. As I approach the building, I spot a group of employees laughing outside. I park and casually walk towards them, pretending to be just another passerby. I spot Rosie through the glass doors, her laughter ringing out as she leans over a desk, playful and animated. I can't believe how easily she fits into this facade. The woman I love is playing a role, and it's one I never signed up for. I pull out my phone and snap a photo through the glass. Just then the door swings open, and a tall man in a sharp suit steps outside, looking flustered. It's her boss. My heart races as I recognize him. I hide behind a nearby pillar, my breath quickening as I overhear them talking. We can't keep doing this. Rosie, he says, looking around nervously. If anyone finds out, just a little longer. Okay, Rosie replies, her voice sultry and coaxing. We're so close to having everything we want. I feel a wave of nausea wash over me. Everything we want? Who does she think she is? I snap another photo, my hands shaking with rage. This is the proof I need. Suddenly Rosie glances around, her eyes, scanning the area. Panic grips me and I duck behind the pillar, my heart pounding in my ears. I can't be seen, not yet. I need more information, something concrete to bring this all crashing down. After a few tense moments, they start to walk away. Heading down the street, I follow them, keeping my distance but staying close enough to hear snippets of their conversation. Tonight at my place, her boss asks, I'll clear my schedule. Yes, just be careful. Rosie warns, her tone teasing but serious. I'll send you the address. That's it. I've heard enough. I retreat, the need for revenge burning within me. I need to confront Rosie, but I'll wait until I have everything lined up perfectly. When I get home, I sit at my kitchen table, the photos in front of me, like pieces of a puzzle slowly coming together. Each image solidifies my resolve. Rosie thinks she can have it all, the career, the affair, the husband waiting at home, but she has no idea what I'm capable of. I start jolting down a plan, steps I can take to make her pay for the betrayal. Later that evening, I receive a text from Rosie. Hey babe, I'll be home late, work stuff. The words staying as I type back, got it. I'll be waiting. As I set my phone down, a wave of satisfaction washes over me. I won't let her get away with this. She'll see the consequences of her action. Soon enough, I'm ready to break her illusion and make her understand the depth of her betrayal. The stage is set, and I'm just getting started. The evening drags on like a dull knife, the anticipation buzzing in the air as I wait for Rosie to come home. I've spent hours replaying the events from the office, the way she laughed and flirted, completely unbothered by the man she betrayed. My heart pounds in my chest, a steady reminder of the anger that fuels my resolve. I've gathered the evidence, but now it's time to confront her. The clock takes toward midnight when I finally hear the front door creak open. I take a deep breath, bracing myself for the moment. Evan, I'm home. Rosie calls out, her voice light and cheerful. She kicks off her shoes and walks into the living room, her expression shifting when she sees me sitting there, arms crossed. Hey, I reply, my voice steady, betraying none of the chaos inside me. What's wrong? You look serious, she says, her brow furrowing in concern. I need to talk to you, I say, my heart racing. About your boss. The color drains from her face. What do you mean? I know about the affair, I say, my voice low but firm. Tom told me everything. Rosie's eyes widen and she stumbles backward, clutching the edge of the couch for support. You can't believe him. Tom is just a jealous coworker. He has no idea what he's talking about. Oh, really? I leaned forward, feeling the adrenaline surge through me. Then, why was I just outside your office watching you flirt with him? I saw you both. You were practically drooling over him. Evan, please, you're misunderstanding. Misunderstanding? How do you misunderstand I want to meet at my place tonight? I retort, pulling out my phone and displaying the photos I took. Each snapshot captures a moment of her betrayal, her laughter, the flirtatious glances, and finally the incriminating words exchanged with her boss. Her expression shifts from shock to anger. You went through my things. You followed me. I did what I had to do, I say, my voice rising. You've made a mockery of our marriage and I won't sit back and let you lie to me anymore. Evan, it's not what you think. She pleads, desperation creeping into her voice. We were just what? Having fun. Is that the excuse you're going to use? I interrupt, standing up, unable to contain the fury any longer. You think this is some kind of game? Because it's not. You don't get to string me along while you play house with your boss. Stop it, she screams, tears forming in her eyes. You don't understand. No, I don't understand how you could betray me like this. I yell back, the pain of her betrayal slicing through me. You could have just told me if you were unhappy. I would have given you space, but you chose to lie and cheat instead. Evan, please, what? Please forgive you. Please ignore the fact that you've turned our lives into some twisted soap opera. I shake my head in disbelief. You don't get it, do you? You've destroyed everything we built together. Her voice trembled as she fights to maintain composure. I didn't mean for it to happen. It just did. I was lonely, and he lonely. I scoff, throwing my hands up in exasperation. You're the one who made that choice. You chose to go to him instead of coming to me. You chose deceit over honesty. Suddenly she lunges forward, grabbing my arm. You can't just throw everything away. We've had good times too. This doesn't have to be the end. I pull away, my heart racing as I look her dead in the eyes. It's too late for that. I don't want to live in a lie anymore. I want out. No, don't say that. We can fix this, she cries, her voice rising in desperation. Fix what? A marriage built on betrayal. No, Rosie, you've made your choice, and now it's time for me to make mine. I take a step back, feeling the weight of my decision settle over me like a heavy shroud. I reach for my phone again and scroll through the photos, the evidence that has now become my lifeline. I'm going to show these to everyone, to your boss's wife. I'll make sure this gets out. You think you can walk away from this without consequences? Her face goes pale as she realizes the depths of my resolve. Evan, please don't do this. Think about it. It'll ruin my career. I lean closer, my voice low and menacing. You already ruined at the moment you decided to cheat. Don't you dare try to play the victim now. She collapses onto the couch, her face buried in her hands. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Sorry doesn't cut it, I reply, the fire inside me still raging. You wanted excitement. You wanted something different. Well, now you're going to get it. The silence hangs heavy between us, her sobs echoing in the stillness. I step back, leaving her there, the reality of our shattered marriage hanging in the air. I know the path ahead will be difficult, but I'm ready to walk it as I turn away. The cold certainty of my decision settles in. This is only the beginning of my retribution, and I won't stop until she understands the true cost of betrayal. The days following my confrontation with Rosie feel like a whirlwind of emotions and plans, each moment fueling my determination for retribution. I'm resolved to expose her affair and ruin the life she has built on deceit. I know the stakes are high, but I've never felt more alive with the evidence I gathered. I reach out to her boss's wife, Jennifer, a woman I've met at company parties but never really talked to. I sent her an anonymous message with the photos. In a brief, chilling explanation of Rosie's betrayal, the satisfaction of knowing that the truth will soon unravel her carefully constructed facade sends a thrill through me as the weekend approaches. I can feel the tension in the air. Rosie still tries to act normal, insisting we can work things out, but I've made up my mind. I know the confrontation with her boss is coming. It's only a matter of time. Evan, we need to talk, she says one evening, desperation etched on her face. Talk. I scoff, leaning against the kitchen counter. Arms crossed. What's left to talk about? You've made your choices. You've hurt me in ways I can't even begin to describe. Please, just give me a chance to explain. I can't lose you. She reaches for my arm, but I pull away, my heart heartened. You already lost me the moment you chose him over me. I reply, my voice. I see you had a chance to be honest. Instead, you decided to betray our marriage. I was wrong. I know that now. But I still love you. She pleads, tears spilling down her cheeks. You love the idea of me. What you really love is the thrill of lying and getting away with it. I counter, turning my back on her. I won't be a part of this twisted game anymore. As I walk away, I hear her sobbing behind me, but it barely registers. The thrill of my revenge keeps my spirits high. I need to see it through to the end. Later that night, I sit on the couch, a glass of whiskey in hand, watching the clock tick. Toward midnight, my phone buzzes, a message from Jennifer. She's agreed to meet me. The anticipation sends a rush of adrenaline through me. I head out the night air, cool against my skin, my mind racing with thoughts of what's to come. When I arrive at the small cafe, I see Jennifer waiting at a corner table, her face pale and strained. I approach cautiously, heart-bowing Evan. She greets me, her voice trembling. I got your message. Thank you for meeting me. I say, trying to keep my voice steady. I know this is difficult, but you need to see this. I slide the photos across the table, watching her reaction closely. Her eyes widen as she takes in the evidence of Rosie's betrayal. I can't believe this. It can't be true. It is true. I watch them together. I say, my voice low and steady. Rosie has been lying to both of us. She's been playing us like puppets, and it's time the truth comes out. Jennifer's hands shake as she picks up the photos. I need to talk to him. I need to know why. Do it, confront him. Let him explain the lies he's woven. I encourage, feeling a twisted sense of satisfaction. As she absorbs the photos, I can see the realization dawning on her. I'm so sorry you had to find out this way. She whispers, her eyes filled with regret. Don't apologize to me. Apologize to yourself for turning a blind eye to the signs. I reply, my heart hardening further. This is about more than just us now. It's about making sure they understand the cost of their actions. After a brief exchange, we part ways. I head home feeling like I'm riding a wave of revenge. But when I step inside, the atmosphere feels different, tense and electric. Rosie's there, her face a mask of anger and betrayal. Where were you? She demands, crossing her arms defiantly. I was taking care of business. I reply coolly, you should know all about business. After all, you've been playing it with your boss. Her face twists in fury. You think you can ruin my life like this? You think I'll let you get away with it? I'm not the one who's been getting away with anything. I shoot back. You've been lying and cheating, and now everyone will know I've given you more chances than you deserve. Her anger shifts to desperation. You don't have to do this. I can change. I'll make it up to you. Change. You think a few empty promises will fix this? I scoff. You've broken my trust, and trust is the foundation of any relationship. Without it, there's nothing left. Suddenly, her demeanor shifts the defiance, giving way to vulnerability. Evan, please, I'll do anything to make this right, but my heart is cold. It's too late for that. Just then, my phone buzzes with a message from Jennifer. I glance at it and my stomach drops. She's confronted her husband, and the fallout is immediate and explosive. I can practically feel the chaos echoing through the screen. Is everything all right? Rosie asks, her eyes narrowing. I look at her, feeling a wave of satisfaction. No, things are about to get very real. The next few hours spiral into chaos. Jennifer storms into the house, her face flushed with rage. How could you do this to me? She screams at Rosie. You thought I wouldn't find out? You think I'm going to let you destroy my marriage? Rosie stands frozen, disbelief etched across her features. I can explain, she yells. But Jennifer cuts her off. Save it. You've ruined enough lives as it is. Jennifer lunges forward, grabbing Rosie by the collar and shoving her back against the wall. Stop. I yell, trying to defuse the situation, but my voice is drowned out by the rising tide of anger. You're nothing but a lying whore. Jennifer screams, her face inches from Rosie's. Don't you dare. I shout, but it's too late. The confrontation erupts into chaos, each woman unleashing their fury on the other, accusations flying and anger boiling over. I stepped back, the weight of the situation crashing down on me. I wanted revenge, but I never intended for it to end like this. Two women tearing each other apart over a lie, all because of my betrayal. I never thought it would escalate to this point. Suddenly, I hear the sound of shattering glass. Jennifer pushes Rosie aside, and in a moment of rage, Rosie swings her arm, knocking over a lamp. The glass shatters on the floor, sending shards flying everywhere. The room falls silent, the weight of the moment hanging heavy in the air. Look what you've done. I shout, my voice breaking in that instant. I realize that there is no coming back from this. The betrayal has cut too deep, and the damage is irreparable. The room feels suffocating, the realization crashing over me like a tidal wave. This is all your fault. Rosie screams, pointing at me. You did this. You wanted to ruin me. Maybe I did, I reply, my heart aching, but I never wanted it to end like this. With that, I stepped back, my heart heavy with regret and despair. This isn't just a betrayal. It's a tragedy unfolding before my eyes. The love we once had has turned to ashes, the foundation shattered by lies. As the two women continue to argue, I turn away, my heart breaking. I can't stay here. Not after everything that has happened. I grab my keys and head out, the weight of my action settling heavily on my shoulders. I drive away into the night, the chaos behind me fading into the darkness. I'm left with a profound sense of loss, realizing that in my pursuit of revenge, I've lost everything that once mattered. The road stretches out before me, a lonely path. And I know that I'll never be able to return to the life I once knew. The finality of it all crushes me. I thought revenge would bring me satisfaction, but instead it has left me hollow. The tragic irony hangs heavy in the air. In seeking to expose the betrayal, I've only ensured that the pain continues, severing all ties. The deception has cost us all dearly, and now we're left forever estranged, the hatred of betrayal lingering like a ghost in the shadows.